This call is now being recorded.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining the lecture. Yes, this is our first lecture of distributed computing system. So today we will discuss the syllabus of the same first and then we'll go for the content. Okay, so first just tell me, is my screen visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So this is your subject name, distributed computing system. The name suggests distributed. Distributed means what? It is one of the system where all the components are distributed, located, distributed. Okay. So here the prerequisite means the basic knowledge required for the subject is web technology, computer network technology, and the operating system. These already subjects are already covered in our previous years. Okay. So now next is the course objective. Means why this subject is introduced in your syllabus. These are the different objectives behind this. The first one objective is to understand the fundamentals and knowledge of the architectures of distributed systems. Means we will get to know about the different type of architectures of the distributed system. Second one is to gain knowledge of working components and fault tolerance of distributed system. Then next one is to make students aware about the security issues and protection mechanism for the distributed environments. Means at the end of the complete syllabus of distributed computing systems, you will be able to design the distributed system. You will be able to know the different components used in the distributed system, different consequences comes under the development of distributed systems, that is the fault tolerance and the concurrency, like that. Okay, then the next one is the course outcomes. Means at the end of the semester you will be able to know all these concepts, that is mean by the course outcome. First one is the outcome from first unit of your syllabus. Means after completion of first unit you will be able to explore the architectures of distributed system. Means this particular unit is a theoretical unit, and it will give you the introduction of the architectures of the distributed system. The second one unit is to use the distributed systems algorithms in the problem solving. Means how the algorithms are going to use to solve the problem, and the distributed algorithms, not the simple algorithms. Next CO is student will be able to illustrate working components and fault tolerance of the distributed systems. Next one is fourth course outcome is to explore distributed and multimedia file system. And the fifth unit covers the fifth outcome. It will be able, means student will be able to examine distributed web based systems. And the last CO is to identify security changes for distributed environment. Okay, so these are the different outcomes. At the end of semester you will be able to know all the outcomes. After that, this is the syllabus of your unit first, that is fundamentals and the architectures. Under this unit, you will be able to know the characteristics of the distributed systems. Then we will see some examples of distributed systems in the same syllabus, and the design goals, types of distributed systems, the trends in the distributed systems, focus on resource sharing, and the challenges comes across when we design or implement any distributed system. Then after that we'll see the architectures, what are the architecture styles we can use to design or develop the distributed systems. Then the example architectures, and last one the case study is there, that is World Wide Web. Now the next slide is just for the syllabus of next all units. So we will directly start with your first unit. Okay. So here, this is your We will start with your first unit, that is introduction of the distributed system. As I told previously, the name suggests distributed means it is the system made up of different components. Okay, so all the components of the systems are located at the remote locations, are distributed at the remote locations to solve the specific task. So that is mean by the distributed system, where the components means what different components are there. Can anyone tell me? Yes. Different components means the hardware component and the software component. There's a system made up of hardware and the software. We are considering the computer network. Okay. So the computer network is made up of different components, means the computer, hardware, software, and the network, means some cables, or for the network different components are required. Okay. So these are the components. These are the contents we have already discussed. Now, these are the different contents I'm going to cover. This first one is the definition. What is mean by the distributed system? Here, the basic definition is given. That is, the distributed system is one in which hardware and software components located at networked computer communicate and coordinate their actions only by passing the messages. Means where the system has different components, either software or hardware components, and these components are located at the networked computer. They communicate and coordinate their actions only by passing the messages. Okay, so these computers are independent computers. They are not dependent computer. This is the basic difference between the distributed system. Okay, so in the distributed system, all the systems are independent. They are not dependent on any other system. Suppose we'll take one dependent system example. Suppose one system is there and we want to solve, or we want to perform the specific task. Then we will give the input, means that system will take the input from the user, but that system is not able to find out the solution of that particular task. So that system will send that task to another system, the means the system which has capability to solve that specific task. That's why it is called as the supercomputer, or the more that particular system has the more specifications. Okay, so that particular system will solve or simplify the specific task and find out the solution, and after that it will send the result to the first one system. Okay, so that particular system is known as dumb system. It cannot solve, it cannot simplify the specific task. It will just send the data to the supercomputer. Supercomputer will solve the specific task, find out the results, and then get back to the means first system, that is dumb system. Okay, then in this case the dumb system is dependent system. It is not independent system. But in case of distributed system, all the systems are independent. Independent means what? Each system has their own disk, has their own memory. Okay, so they can solve, they can simplify the task. Just difference is that all the systems are connected with each other through network. Okay, so located at the network, computers communicate and coordinate their actions only by passing the messages. Now, these are the different components having the distributed system. First one is the hardware and software components. What are the hardware and software components the distributed system has? The next one is the architect network, means what different components required for the distributed system. Network is very much important for the connection. The last one is the communication and coordination. The communication and coordination are happen using message passing. Okay, so one system will pass the message through network only. Then these are the different consequences occur in the distributed system. Means after, at the end of distributed system, your system should be should have the concurrency. It should have no global clock. Means each system has the local clock. Okay, no global clock is there in the distributed system. And the last one is the independent failure. Means in as I told in the previously the one example, that is the dumb system and the supercomputer. In that case, the supercomputer, if the supercomputer fails, then the complete system will fail. Okay, but in the case of distributed system, no system is dependent on any other system. So one of the system fails, then the complete system will not fail in that case. That's why it is called as independent failure. Now, what is the main motivation of this distributed system? Here, the limited resources are there, and we can make use of the resources to solve or to extend our network. Okay, so here the resource sharing is the main motive uh, behind the development of any distributed system. Okay, so we'll take one example, simple example in our day-to-day life. Suppose restaurant is one of the example. Okay, one restaurant is there. Restaurant is hiring one chef. Okay, only one chef is there, and number of orders are received by the restaurant. That particular orders will be performed by the chef. Okay, but simultaneously, if simultaneously more than one order is received, but that particular single chef is not able to perform or is not able to make that particular order, in that case the resource means more than one chef is hired, and the specific talent, or we can say the suppose speciality. Okay, so two different chefs are there and both are having two different speciality. So the specific task or the specific order will be given to the specific uh, chef which has the specialization for that particular order. Okay, in this case, in this way, the resources are shared to perform the task in the restaurant. Okay, so this is one of the example of the distributed system. Now, next one is the distributed algorithm. We know algorithm. What do you mean by algorithm? Algorithms are just the steps to solve the specific task. Okay, so in this distributed algorithm, it is collection of cooperating algorithms. Means different algorithms are depending on the another algorithm. Then next one is the using message passing. The communication is happen in the algorithm, that is distributed algorithm. Then the example is the mutual exclusion. In the case of example, that is a restaurant example, mutual exclusion is happen if only one chef is there to make all the orders. Okay, to deliver all the orders, only one chef is there. In that case, that particular chef is not able to complete all the orders and simultaneously. In that case, mutual exclusion happens. Okay, to prevent such mutual exclusion, different processes, means the different chefs we can hire, and all the chefs can perform simultaneously to solve or to prepare the orders. Okay, so this is the example of the distributed mutual exclusion. Now, next one is there are some significant consequences of distributed systems. First one is the concurrency. What do you mean by concurrency? In the network computers, simultaneously number of programs are executing. Okay, this is the basic norm of the distributed system. What is the purpose of distributed system? Simultaneously number of tasks can be performed by your system, then it is called as this is the basic norm of the distributed system. The capacity of the system to handle shared resources can be increased by adding more. As per as our previous example, when you increase number chefs, then capacity of that particular system or the restaurant will increase. Okay, means it can handle more orders simultaneously, then that particular is known as concurrency. So here in this case, when you expand your network, then we need to add or increase number of computers to the network to increase the capacity of the computer network. Okay, so next is the no global clock. Here, when programs need to cooperate, they coordinate their actions by exchanging messages. But there are limits to the accuracy with which the computers in the network are synchronize their clocks. It is very difficult to synchronize the clock in networking or in the distributed system. That's why there is no global clock is there. Okay, means suppose one system want to perform the specific task, it sends the data to a particular computer to solve the task and get the result. Okay, send the result to that particular system. But at the same time, both systems are not synchronized, then the problem will occur. So to solve that problem, to correct that time, no global clock is there in the distributed system. And the last one is the independent failure. In this, as I told previously, suppose n number of systems are connected to the network, and if single failure means single system is there, it is not in working condition, then your complete system is not in the failure state, because it is a distributed system. Not that particular system is dependent on any other system. So independent failure is there. All computer systems can fail, and it is the responsibility of the system designer to plan for the consequences of the possible failures. Means here, whenever a programmer or the system developer wants to design the distributed system, it should be he should know all these consequences, what different consequences will comes after creation of the distributed system. Means if one of the system is failure, then how that particular failure will overcome, that particular consequences will be considered by the designer, system designer. Okay, so now we'll see the next concept, that is the examples of distributed system. As I told previously, the restaurant, this is also one of the example of the distributed system in the day-to-day life. But in case of networking, in case of computer systems, we'll see different examples. First one is the web search, then massively multiplier online games. This is also one of the example of distributed system. And the last one is the financial trading. With www, World Wide Web is one of the very popular example of the distributed system. So now we'll see all these examples in detail after this PPT. Before this, we'll see the different applications of distributed system. Most people know about the internet. As I told, internet is very much popular and very much important application of distributed system. World Wide Web, email, online social network, streaming online video, file sharing, instant messaging. These are the different tasks can be performed by the internet. Means while we are using internet, we can perform any different task over the network. Okay, so after that, these are the different applications, selected application domains and associated network applications. Okay, so first one is in case of finance and commerce. This is the domain of finance and commerce. Under this domain, different applications are there. That is e-commerce. One of the example of e-commerce is Amazon and eBay. Suppose we are using Amazon in day-to-day life to order something. Okay, so in this case, number of customers or number of people are ordering their orders simultaneously. Okay, then the next one is the information society. Under this information society, web information and search engine, then ebooks are also available. All these systems, in case of all these systems, the specific servers are there. Okay, so the data actually stored at the server level, and any system can access the data from server itself. Okay, so the creative industries and entertainment means all the industries are having their own network. Online games, music and films in the home. Suppose the YouTube and Flickrs are the examples of this type of domain. Then next one is the healthcare. Healthcare is one of the domain of application, that is distributed application, where we can develop the distributed systems. In that case, we can find the online records of the patients or doctors, or in case of hospital. Okay, then the education. Under the education, e-learning, virtual learning environment, and the distance learning. As we are doing right now, that is Google Meet. On the Google Meet link, we are meeting or we are learning. Okay, so we are considering the online lectures in case of education. Here also we are using the distributed system. Then the net transport and logistic. In under this transport and logistic, we can consider Google Map is one of the example of distributed system. Then Google Earth is also one of the example. And under the science domain, we can find or we can create the grid as an enabling technology for collaboration between scientists. Okay, and the last one is the environment management. Under this domain, the sensors are designed or developed, and the sensor technologies to monitor earthquake and floods or tsunami. We we get to know about all these concepts under this environment management. Okay, after that, this is one of the example of distributed system. Example is nationalized bank. Under this nationalized bank, here these are the different servers. Means the nationalized bank is there, means different branches are there. Okay, the branches are located in the same city or outside the city also. In the two different cities, branches will be available. Okay, so suppose here this nationalized bank is having two different branches, branch 1 and branch 2. This branch 1 is having local server. Okay, on that the data is stored, actual data is stored, but simultaneously the same bank is having different branch in the different city or the same city. Okay, when the different customers or clients are means different transactions are happen on the same time, simultaneously that data will be updated in the server. Okay, means here this server is connected to the main server. Okay, branch data main server, and again this one server is connected to the main server of first one branch also. Means these are interconnected, means these are the local servers which are located at the branch, and these are the main servers which are located at the network. Okay, means when the transaction happen at the branch 2, that will be updated at the main branch, main server of the both branches. Okay, and after that, for the in case of failure, backups are available here, but backups are only connected to the same branch. Backups are not connected to another branch. Okay, because this backup is only for the branch 2 and this backup is only for the branch 1. Okay, this is one of the example of distributed system where we can perform different tasks from anywhere remotely. Okay, after that, the next one and very popular example is the internet. As we know, the internet is the collection of different intranets. Okay, so here this is the internet which is collection of intranet, and this ISP, that is internet service providers, are there. They will be provide the service for the network. Okay, and here backbones, with the help of backbones all the systems are connected to the network. This is the example of internet where all the systems are connected to each other with the help of backbone, with the help of networks. Networks can be lease line, can be broadband, or any type of network is there. Okay, and if that first networks in the intranet, all the computers are connected through LAN, and then after that, that particular networks intranet can be connected to another intranet with the help of router or any type of connecting devices, network connecting devices. Okay, so this is one of the example of internet where the components, it is equal to, means intranet is vast interconnected collection of computer networks. Here the collection of intranet connected by the backbones, we have already discussed these concepts. ISP stands for internet service provider. They provides the connectivity and the different services, and different services means the world wide web, email, and the file transfer. Means when we are using the internet, then we can perform any task that is email or file transfer or the web, means we can search anything on the internet. Now next one is the example of distributed system is the intranet. Internet is made up of or the collection of different intranet, and here is the example of internet itself. It is a distributed system example, means inside the internet all the systems are connected through LAN. Okay, and these are three different LANs. Means LAN covers the simple building or two different buildings. And if you want to connect two different cities or the range is too high, then we can use MAN, that is metropolitan network. Then this is the example of intranet. In this case, these systems are connected to the LAN, and the LANs are connected through the routers. Okay, so and the routers and firewall, through firewall we can connect to the internet. Means this is a complete intranet, and this complete intranet can be connected to the internet through routers and the firewall. Okay, firewall is used for the connection from internet to the intranet, and it is just for passing incoming and outgoing messages. Means it controls to that particular messages. Okay, so this is another example of distributed system. Now actually only next one, this is the concept which we have already discussed here in this diagram, that is the intranet. It is the portion of internet, a collection of LANs connected through backbones, connected to internet through routers. Then separate administration is there. Suppose we can consider one example of intranet is our ERP. ERP is one of the example of intranet here. Okay, so in this case we can access our intranet link, that is 172.16. Means that is our ERP link that can be accessed only from the college. Okay, we cannot access that link from our home or any other. That's why it is called as the internet. It is not connected to the internet. Okay, intranet is there, simple intranet is there. Now next one is the example of financial trading. Here again, means distributed system is what, that particular system is designed for the specific purpose. Means it can be for college, it can be for restaurant, it can be for financial, okay, or bank. Means we can develop the distributed system for any application, but in this case how the users can access that particular specific servers or that system, it is only depending upon the distributed, means where that particular components are located and servers are available distributedly. Okay, and we have to just access all the resources in case of distributed system. Okay, so this is one of the example of financial trading. Here financial information exchange protocol is going to use, and this protocol is used to send the specific task. Means we cannot means two different users are there, one is authenticate user and another is unauthorized user. So unauthorized user cannot be access the data, authorized data, because the different protocols are used and the fixed gateway is used. Okay, the fixed gateway means for the financial information exchange, only the specific information is going to exchange to the outside world. Okay, this is the main task of this gateway. Now this is another example of the distributed system. So these are the examples we have studied in the lecture, that is distributed system examples. Now we'll see the next topic from this in the next lecture. Now just I hope you all are having the laptop right now. Okay, so you have to do registration for the Moodle course of mine, that is KB. Just write down the link, Moodle link, that is kbtsjs.genomeo.com, and all of you please register for the course of DCS right now. Okay, Start your Moodle. This is my link, that is kbtitsjs.genomeo.com, and this is the distributed computing system course. You have to register for that course and enroll for that course. Okay. So I will give you 10 minutes for this. You just enroll for the course distributed computing system.